What's going on, everybody? Ireland here. I'm bringing you a commentary from just an over the talk, basically, serious time with Ireland. So I want to talk about how the gaming industry has become a little bit shady in some of its practices. And if you don't know, you're either an offline gamer who just buys games, and plays them offline, and that's it. But if you're a person who plays on anything online, let's say like Destiny and stuff like that, and I'm going to use Destiny as an example here. Actually, I'm going to use a lot of games as an example. So if you look at it now, the consoles have been out, all three of them, all the next-gen consoles, well, the Wii U is an exception, has been out for 1 year now. It is now September 29th, 2014, at the date of this, commentary, and right now, they aren't doing so well. The consoles haven't sold that much, and the companies are really struggling to make a profit, as in like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo especially. Holy God, they haven't. These consoles that they are, that they are selling right now, there's no real incentive to buy one. To be honest, I've always had this, 1,000 other channels have already said this, but I want to say it myself. I hate what this industry has come into, is that gaming has literally become a joke. There was a Killzone DLC. I saw an article the other time that you could actually fart in Killzone, and that's like what, $5. I paused for a second when I saw this article, and then I clicked on it. Of course, I saw it on IGN, and so I looked at it for a little bit, and then I sighed and said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a console crash coming soon, because the way that they treat this industry right now is that people are not paying for these things that they're making. So all these like AAA devs and stuff are coming out with these games, and no one's buying them because, well, people don't want to buy anything. And it's actually kind of sad to see companies, go out of business. Like, well, we all saw Capcom was going to kick the bucket soon because, well, Capcom's a bunch of fucking idiots and release DLC all the time. But like, I'm afraid that other companies are going to, follow in the footsteps because they're losing so much money from making these AAA games and no one's buying them. It's either there's a lot of hype that goes around because, Watch Dogs, that's another example. A lot of hype went into that game, and it sold 10 million copies. So obviously you have to overhype a game, I guess, to make it sell and get people hyped up. But there's other things too that it's just that I don't know where to come here. Like, I want to talk about how much it's changed. Like, when I started gaming, I was a kid. I think I was like 2 years old, and I started playing video games, and I literally love video games. This is why I'm so passionate about this stuff. And so I was playing Donkey Kong, and I didn't beat it, of course, because I was a kid, man. Donkey Kong's a hard fucking game. That's another thing that's wrong with the gaming industry, is that games aren't hard anymore, really, except for like multiplayer games like League of Legends and Counter-Strike. But yeah, that's multiplayer stuff. But, like, single-player games aren't really that much of a challenge anymore, except for Dark Souls. That's pretty hard, I heard. From what I've seen, I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. And yeah, so I was playing Donkey Kong, Mario, and stuff, and they felt like full games to me. If you look at it now, games aren't full anymore. Companies are cutting out, tidbits of games. Like, say you take your game disc right now, your round game disc, and imagine someone taking a pair of scissors, and cutting in little triangles, right? And then putting them to the side for a couple months. But then they gave you what was left of the disc. Sometimes it's half of the disc, and they told you can have the other half, or the little bits and pieces here. A couple months now, but that'll be $15. It's kind of fucked if you really think about it, because companies are just, destroying themselves, and they're getting a bad rep. If you look at EA with Sims 4, 78 things, I think, 78 features from other Sims games that were actually in the games. They weren't DLC or anything, or expansions. Things were cut out from Sims 4 to be later put into DLC. It's sold separately. Now, I don't get how this was smart. Someone at the EA board office was like, yeah, we need to do this because we're going to make lots of money. No, you're not going to make lots of money. You're just going to piss a lot of people off. And they did. They did. A lot of people bought Sims 4, though. So I guess they were successful in what they were going to do. I don't know if people are going to buy the expansion sets and the DLC anymore because they found that out. Maybe not. I don't know. And these companies, this is why I respect Japanese developers, such as Kojima and Nintendo. It's because when they release a game, the game is full. It's what you buy is there. There's no cut pieces in there. Like Kojima. Here's an example of Kojima, why I like him so much, is Metal Gear Rising. It is a short game, but I got fulfilled after I played that game, right? And so, I felt like my purchase was good because of how much stuff was in the game. But to put this in thing, when he first tried to develop the game, he couldn't do it because his team wasn't experienced in making a spectacle fight. I think it's a spectacle fighter, right? Yeah, it's a spectacle fighter. So he had to hire on Platinum Studios to help them make Metal Gear Rising. And that's a lot of respect because he didn't just, make the game even out of their own inexperience and just rush it out the door and then sell it, right? They actually, think that they need to make these games are their passion, right? So that's what we need more in this industry. Less of, EA and more of that. More fulfilled games that actually have creativity to them. I'm not saying Metal Gear Rising is the most creative game, but I'm saying it wasn't supposed to be meant to be made, but until Kojima contacted Platinum Studios and they got a second hand to help because his studio wasn't experienced enough to make the game. So I felt like that was actually really good on his side. Now, if you look at Nintendo, Mario Kart 8, there was nothing missing from the game. It had a full roster of guys, and you can unlock stuff in the game like golden wheels and all that stuff, and it wasn't paid DLC at all. And that's another thing, is if you want something now, you pay for it. Someone can, if Nintendo was run by EA, they would literally make you pay for those gold wheels, or you can unlock them and grind out hours and hours of content. That's kind of retarded if you think about it. Because people with gold wheels, you don't know if they went through all that, to get it. They could have just paid with their wallets. And, the challenge is out of there. That's what I was talking about earlier with this commentary, is that the challenge in these games is gone because, well, there's not much of incentive. You can just pay for everything with your wallet instead of just, putting your time into games. I remember, there's a game like World of Warcraft now. You can pay for 60s, level 60, you can pay for level 90s now, but it's not much of a big deal, to be honest. It's because it's to the veteran player, it's a boring experience. It really is. But to the casual or the new player, it's a very exciting experience to level your character from 1 to 90. So for those veteran players, they want to buy that because they want to just get right to the end game content because that's what they play WoW for. But the new player just likes leveling, experiencing the content with Blizzard's beautiful world and stuff like that. But if you had that back in vanilla, a level 1 to 60 boost, people would be pretty pissed. And because some guy paid, he's ahead of you now, and he's starting to raid MC and Naxxramas 40 man because he paid the $60 and you didn't, and you're still leveling in fucking Western Plaguelands as a paladin because, well, paladins only have 3 spells, and it's a fucking rant for later. Oh god. But so my thing is that there's so many nickels and dimes in this industry that it's actually killing it. You may think they're actually making money. They're really not. They're just pissing people off. And well, I think they are making enough money to keep doing it, but they're just making people mad in the long run because the casual gamer can become the hardcore because they bought all this shit. That was a problem with Diablo 3, is because in Diablo 2 you had to grind out your awesome gear. In Diablo 3 you just bought it. Some casual who just got hit level 60 could just buy it, with his credit card or his PayPal, or his credit card, actually, his Blizzard Funds credit card, yeah. And that's the problem with it now. It's why hardcore gamers are getting pissed now. It's most hardcore games aren't really hardcore anymore. It's because people can buy their way through things. If you suck at a game and you can't put the time into it, why should you get the stuff? It's it's really heinous, to be honest. And that's just another rant for what this really is. And I think I've ranted enough here, to be honest. There's a lot of things on my mind about this, and I think I've ranted enough into this commentary. So yeah, if you guys like the video, just like it. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.